Rebel Assault is the most anxiously awaited game for the Sega CD in living memory. It's been almost 20 years since we first saw the Death Star go poof, but the thought of flying that historic battle still makes us drool. Now that the game is almost here, a sneak peek showed me that Genesis CD owners are in for a game that was worth the wait. Before you tackle the Empire, you must first prove yourself at the Rebel training grounds. This is actually one of the toughest parts of the game. Your first task is to fly through Beggar's Canyon on Tatooine. Not the easiest thing to do, even with no one shooting at you. The controls are a little touchy and take some getting used to, but they're improved somewhat from the PC CD-ROM version. On some missions, you view your fighter from a top-down perspective as you shoot or bomb your targets, which are conveniently highlighted with green boxes. Both maneuvering and firing in this round of play was made more difficult since the controllers seemed to stay about a half second behind me. After completing your training, you move on to bigger targets. How's about taking on a Death Star, TIE fighter escort and all? Shooting the command modules is the key to downing these behemoths, but keeping the TIE fighters from toasting your X-Wing between attack runs is just as important. The game takes a continuity break from the movies when it comes to the all-terrain armored transport walkers. They were too tough for the Snowspeeder's lasers in The Empire Strikes Back, but firing at an invulnerable target is boring. Instead of tying up their legs, you have to shoot out each panel of armor. There's a lot of them, but if you're persistent, the result is just what you've been waiting for since 1980. What would a Star Wars arcade game be without swarms of TIE fighters trying to turn you into Rebel Tartar? You'll get your fill of man-to-man fighter combat as you blast your way through wing after wing of these Imperial gnats. Thank the maker for those little green boxes. Not all the action in Rebel Assault takes place in the cockpit. The invasion of the Hoth base forces you to fight hordes of stormtroopers as you make your way to your X-Wing. Luckily for you, the bad guys can't take as much punishment as you. Hasn't anybody told these guys that armor just slows them down and makes them lousy shots? A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, George Lucas had a whopper of an idea. He then immediately cackled and thought, "This will make me rich beyond my wildest dreams." Star Wars is still the hot prospect it was all those years ago. Although it's not an amazing game, Rebel Assault lets us play out those fantasies we've been having since the first time we saw Star Wars. And for that, it's worth the price of admission.